The U.S. military seems to be confusingly stumped when it comes to the whereabouts and wreckage of an $80 million F-35 fighter jet that crashed yesterday.
A U.S. Air Force pilot is recovering after ejecting from an F-35 fighter jet.
F-35 jet crashing in the Med. What more do we know?
To find the cause behind an F-35 crash earlier this week, airmen are also trying to protect some important technology.
A plane crashing at a base in Alaska on Tuesday. As you're about to see here, the moment an F-35 fighter jet began to spin out of control. Then it just simply drops from the sky before crashing.
In modern warfare, air superiority is no longer just about speed or firepower. It's about information, stealth, and battlefield awareness. Few machines capture this evolution more completely than the F-35. F-35 is more than a fighter jet. It's a networked platform built to operate across air, land, sea, and cyberspace. Every element of its design reflects a larger vision to dominate every environment with precision and coordination. The F-35 is not an isolated marvel. It's the product of a vast military system engineered for global reach, a force that shapes the battle space long before the first shot is fired. To understand the F-35, you need to understand the machine behind it, the U.S. military. With an annual defense budget surpassing $800 billion, the United States outspends the next 10 countries combined. Its strategic doctrine revolves around one idea: dominance in the air, on land, at sea, in space, and now even in cyberspace. At the core of its air superiority doctrine are fifth-generation stealth fighters, jets like the F-22 Raptor and, of course, the F-35 Lightning II. These aren't just aircraft. They're platforms designed to reshape modern warfare. The F-35 began with a bold vision: one fighter jet to rule them all. In the 1990s, the Pentagon launched the Joint Strike Fighter program, a plan to replace aging aircraft like the F-16, A-10, and AV-8B Harrier with a single, modular design that could serve the Air Force, Navy, Marines, and allied nations. Two companies battled for the contract: Lockheed Martin's X-35 versus Boeing's X-32. In 2001, Lockheed Martin emerged victorious, earning the right to build what would become the F-35 Lightning II, a family of jets tailored to different mission profiles, but all based on one core airframe. The result? The most expensive weapons project, with projected lifetime costs surpassing $1.7 trillion. The F-35 isn't just a fighter jet. It's a flying computer. Here's what makes it revolutionary: stealth. Its radar-evading shape and coating make it nearly invisible to many enemy systems. Sensor fusion. The jet collects data from radar, infrared sensors, and satellites, then integrates it into a single display. Networking. The F-35 acts as an airborne command center, sharing real-time data with other aircraft, ships, and ground units. In theory, this makes it nearly unstoppable, able to enter dangerous zones defended by Russian S-400s or Chinese HQ-9 strike targets, and escape before being detected. But theory doesn't always match reality. On June 23, 2014, a routine takeoff turns into a fireball. An F-35A's engine catches fire at Eglin Air Force Base. The pilot escapes, but the damage? A staggering $50 million. The culprit? A failed third-stage rotor. All flights were halted. This early failure forced design changes across the fleet. August 23, 2018. Another scare at Eglin. An F-35 lands with an emergency, and as it parks, the nose gear collapses. No injuries, but another black mark on the jet's safety record. Same year, on September 28th, the first ever crash of a U.S. Marine Corps F-35 is recorded. The pilot ejected safely near Marine Corps Air Station Beaufort. A faulty fuel tube is blamed here. On April 9, 2019, a Japanese F-35 vanishes during a training flight rally 80 miles east of Misawa Air Base. The pilot, Major Akinori Hosomi, is later confirmed dead. May 19, 2020, a U.S. Air Force F-35 crashes on landing. The pilot ejects and survives. This would be the third incident recorded at Eglin. An investigation finds fatigue, poor cockpit alerts, and even oxygen system design flaws contributed to the crash. Same year, on September 29th, a U.S. Marine Corps F-35 crashes after colliding with a KC-130 during refueling. The pilot ejects and the tanker crash lands in a field. Next, March 12, 2021, during a night training mission in Arizona, an F-35 fires its gun and the round explodes under the fuselage, damaging the jet. The pilot is unharmed, but the aircraft is grounded for months. Same year, November 17th, a Royal Air Force F-35 crashes into the Mediterranean Sea during takeoff from HMS Queen Elizabeth. The recorded cause? A simple maintenance error, an engine plug left in the intake. The jet is lost, but the pilot survives. January 4th, 2022. An F-35 makes a belly landing in Seoul after a total systems failure. No landing gear, no displays, just basic flight control. Thankfully, the pilot walks away. Just a few days later, on January 24th, a U.S. Navy F-35 suffers a ramp strike and plunges into the sea during carrier operations aboard USS Carl Vinson. Although the pilot ejects, 7 crew members are injured. The jet is later recovered. From 12,400 feet below the surface, one of the deepest recoveries in naval aviation history. Same year, on October 19th, another F-35 goes down after a data system failure. Apparently, rapid switching between flight sensors confused the aircraft. A few months later, in December, an F-35 crashes during vertical landing tests in Texas. This wasn't even a military flight. It was a production test by a government pilot. This aircraft hadn't even been delivered yet. On September 17, 2023, a pilot ejects during a training mission, but the F-35 disappears. For over 30 hours, the $80 million stealth jet is lost, sparking memes, panic, and a serious investigation. Eventually, it's found, crashed in a field. Cause? Still classified. Next, on May 29, 2024, a defense contractor flying an F-35 near Clovis crashes shortly after taking off. The pilot suffered serious injuries. This year, on January 28th, an F-35 crashes during a training exercise in Alaska. The pilot ejects and is injured. This marks the 15th recorded hull loss of an F-35. In June 2025, a British F-35 stealth fighter made an emergency landing at Thiruvananthapuram Airport in Kerala after running critically low on fuel during a joint training mission. And while the jet sat grounded, the internet had a field day, flooding social media with memes joking that even stealth jets can't resist Kerala's beauty. The UK initially sent 40 engineers to repair the jet, but failed. Plans were made to transport it using a massive C-17 Globemaster. Now, 12 more British engineers are back in India, making a final push to fix the jet and fly it out. But the real surprise? Indian radar reportedly tracked the jet, despite its stealth design. In addition to these 16 reported incidents, few notable claims suggest that an F-35 had been hit or downed by the Houthi rebel suit. Other sources reported that Iran recently took down 3 F-35 fighter jets in the conflict with Israel, but this lacks confirmation from the US or its allies. Despite this, F-35 remains a critical part of modern air forces across the globe. Over a dozen countries continue to rely on it and is still widely regarded as the most advanced stealth fighter jet in the world today. If you found this video insightful, please do like, share, and subscribe for more content on global affairs and defense. So, what do you think? Is the F-35 truly the best fighter jet in the world, or just the most expensive experiment in military aviation history? Let us know in the comments.